I'm just going to quickly record this because I want to get back to doing it. But I want to keep this for a later date and write it all down and video it for other people's purposes. I call it Chakra Expanding. And when you start, I do what I call my fog the mirror breath out my nose, feeling like I'm breathing out of my mouth. You do 10 of those, 10 fog the mirror breaths. Then you get settled in yourself. Then you think of, bring up red, just for the chakra purposes. We want to use the colors, and we're going to use the ideas that everyone has heard of. Just so, no, not everyone has heard of, more common ideas. Okay, so when we get started at the bottom, we start with our tailbone and the bottoms of our feet. Now, if we're sitting out in nature, we don't have to worry that much about picturing this, but if we're not, and we're sitting with our feet flat on the ground, then we do the whole, you can picture roots coming out of your feet, you can picture spikes going into the ground and taking electric from the minerals, you can, if you're not able to picture either, whichever thing works best for you, picture invisible roots, feel them coming from your feet and your tailbone going down into the earth, and then start breathing and feeling it coming up your left leg, your right leg, and right to your tailbone, and let it shut off your toes, like shut off your right foot from your, shut off your left foot from your tips of all your toes to your ankle, and then pause it and hold it there. Go to your right foot, shut off your tips of your toes to your ankle, hold it there. Go back to your left foot, go from your ankle to your knees, hold it and pause it there. Go to your right foot, go from your ankle to your knee, pause it there. Go to your left leg, go from your knee to your groin and pause there. Go from your right leg, go from your knee to your groin, pause there. And then start breathing, feeling it going up both legs and to your root chakra or your tailbone. That way it's easier to give the area of whatever. And as you do that, you start picturing red. You start opening your hands and expanding the invisible ball of energy, which it is there. You'll feel it. And then when you breathe out, you compress it in. And when you breathe in, you expand it out, and when you breathe in, you compress it in. And then when you get into the zone, you start, you can do whatever you want with the tightening, clenching, all those different methods. Those are up to you. But this basic part of the idea of this exercise is this. So you expand your hands and you center them back down. And when you get to the point where you can hold your breath for longer with your hands out, and you can't move your hands any further, then you take that energy in that space and you move it around. And then when you have to breathe back in, you get your hands back to the starting position and you go back to the chakra. And then you hold your hands there for a while. You take deep breaths into that spot and you feel it expand. You relax that body area. And then you put your hands on that area or over that area when it comes to your root chakra, because that's the hardest one to put your hands on. So you just put your hands over your lap, facing down towards your root, and you just take as many deep breaths as you want until you feel ready to move on to the next one. Then you put your hands on your lap and you gather energy, and you can either move your hands up and down, left and right, around in circles, gather energy, and then you put them on your second chakra. Then you do the same thing. You take a couple deep breaths, maybe do the fog to mirror breath while you're holding your hands on your chakra a couple times. Then you expand your hands out, expand your hands in a circular way towards your chakra. Once you get the breath where you can go deeper than moving your hands, then you hold the breath and you move your energy around, and then you put your hands back to the starting place when you go to exhale, and you put your hands back to the chakra. And then you do that with orange, and you picture orange for a while. When you get to move on to the next one, you picture red. You take a deep breath and you picture red, you picture orange, and then you stay there for a minute and hold your hands over it again, and center yourself. Then after that, you go up to the next one. You picture yellow, and then you start the same process over and over again. When you get to your heart, then since you already shut off your legs and you're up to your tailbone, then when you get to your heart, you use the love that you're feeling by this point with all your energy moving up your chakras, and your solar plexus is such a great feeling with that fire in your gut. It's so good. Then you move up to your heart with that energy, and then you start taking that love and that fire and that stability and that desire and creativity, and you put them all together, and you start moving your hand energy, expanding your heart chakra out and in, like in a circular, semicircular motion with your hands, in and out, in and out. You start with, of course, holding your hands there for a minute and getting your energy in that position. Then you in and out. And then when you take a deep breath, you hold your hands out, you center your hands, and you direct your love to the world. Then you put your hands over your legs, and you start taking that energy that has been shut off up to your root, and you take that energy and you go over your ribs and your stomach, and you go up, you go over your arms, almost like you're bathing yourself with soap, like you're rubbing yourself down from the biceps down to the front of the top of the forearms, down to the palm of the hand, and then flip it over and go to the back of the hand, to the back of the forearm, to the back of the arm, over the shoulder, and then you move your hands back to the starting spot, and you just compress, and then you unexpand back to the heart chakra. Then you expand again. You can do that a couple times, then you stop when you do, and you do the other arm same way, down the top of the shoulder, or down the inside of the shoulder, inside of the bicep, forearm, palm of the hand, over the back of the hand, back of the forearm, back of the arm, up over the shoulder, back to the starting position, and then you exhale. And that whole time your breath is being held. You're moving the energy around your body. So by that time you've shut off, like you've numbed, you've relaxed all those areas in your body. You've got the energy all moving in one unison, and then you go up to the throat. You move to the throat. You do the same things with your energy. You let your voice be. You feel the energy, and we'll continue from there.